Harry and Meghan, is it a case of please don't come back? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. A couple of people have actually asked me, by the way, are the scenes behind me, the locations real, or are they green screen? Well, let me tell you once and for all, we never use green screen on this channel. If we did, we would tell you. These are real locations showcasing some of the most magnificent places that London has to offer. And of course, I like the fact that you like the fact that we get around London showing you some of the places that you could have come and seen. But sadly, due to the pandemic, we're all trapped. Well, some of us are. Some of us managed to sneak out, even if it's for just 10 minutes. But as ever, welcome one and all, and back as ever to your breaking raw story of the day. It's a problem that every major family has when you think about it. Christmas comes around but once a year, and then you have to decide who you want to invite, who you don't want to invite, the people you never want to see again. You know, we've all had those relatives, let's be honest. But the bigger problem, of course, is when you are the British monarchy, the British royal family, you can't really be seen to snub people. And as we know, Her Majesty the Queen staggers those invites throughout the festive season. But for Harry and Meghan, there's a bigger problem now because, as we all know, they decided to exit, disappear to California. And a lot of people thought, well, you know, they would come back ad hoc. We've seen Harry once now coming back for the statue unveiling. He didn't bother coming back for that celebratory event last week out in Buckingham Palace, or Kensington Palace, should I say. But what's interesting about that particular situation is this. As we now know, Her Majesty the Queen has had a bit of a health scare recently, and whatever people want to tell you in other papers or periodicals or online, she's fine. She basically has just been overdoing it, and the reason really is that she's trying to fill her time. Given what she's gone through this year, you know, you cannot but help think, well, yeah, it's exactly what I would do. She's a very busy monarch. You know, she still receives the red boxes every single day. She's busy working on those, and of course has taken quite a number of events. I don't know about you, but she looks a lot happier, of course, in recent events too. You know, it's great to see her smiling and mixing with people more, getting out. It's exactly what's required, and I'm sure if her late husband, His Royal Highness the Duke of Edinburgh, were here, he would say the same thing to her. But now the bigger problem is emerging what to do with those relatives that may cause ructions if you invite them for Christmas. You know who we're talking about. Of course, Harry and Meghan. Now the bigger problem with Christmas is this. Despite what anybody else may say, nobody truly knows who Her Majesty the Queen has invited for the festive season yet. But it would seem a little curt if she didn't extend that olive branch and say, well, would you like to come or not? Now, of course, they can have quite a few excuses, basically claiming they're busy with their 2 children, they don't want to travel during COVID. There's many different things that we've seen. Of course, Miss Markle has managed to escape having to return back to the UK. But a lot of senior advisors within royal circles tell me the same thing. They don't wish for the ex-royals to return. This is not being unkind, but what they don't want to see is family fractions. You know, let's take aside Her Glorious Majesty the Queen. What about the relationship ongoing, as we now know, with His Royal Highness Prince Charles? Camilla, yes, Princess Anne, she's had a bad year from Harry and Meghan. And of course, let's not forget his once close brother, His Royal Highness the Duke of Cambridge, alongside his lovely wife, Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge. Now, you can understand why royal courtiers don't need that extra hassle. It's nothing to do with stepping in and trying to be difficult. What it is really is trying to protect the monarch. We don't want her under stress, and we certainly don't want to have warring fractions of family for her to have to deal with. After all, her word is final. It remains to be seen, though, whether she will continue to invite them to senior royal events. My take on this is simply this. I don't believe Harry and Meghan will return. Nothing to do with the fact that, of course, they may want to spare some blushes of certain people, but simply because truly they know they're not very popular over here in the United Kingdom right now. And of course, they're going to have to face quite a lot of people up close and personal, and perhaps have those discussions that are best left unsaid for at least the next few months. And let's not forget also that it is alleged, and we always say this on the show, that it's alleged that Miss Markle does not wish to return until those bullying claims against her have been resolved. So I'm not expecting Harry and Meghan pulling any Christmas crackers alongside former members of their once royal family. Neil Sean in the heart of London.